Hello, welcome to today's tutorial. Had to re-record this because I accidentally muted my microphone. Today I'm going to be teaching you the basics of Roblox Studio. So I'm an experienced builder mainly. I can do a bit of scripting. And this is going to be a multi-part series in which I teach you how to use Roblox Studio to its limit. So, you're going to want by the way, this tutorial assumes that you have already downloaded and installed Roblox Studio and you have a new game open. So if you go to the View tab first, then you can the only ones you'll really need for this are Explorer, Properties, and Asset Manager. Never mind, you won't need Asset Manager actually. Just Explorer and Properties. So, let's dive into it. First thing you're going to want to do is just insert a part by clicking on the part button. This will spawn a part in your world. And this is how every single game starts. They all start with just one part. Now, say you wanted to move the part around in a more precise way, you can use the move tool. And that's cool. You can select tool, which just selects it. You can drag it around. By the way, the things that I use for rotate, move and all that, I use 2-degree rotate and 0 studs move, so you can just be really precise when you move it. So it's just a lot more precise and you can be more precise, basically. I said that 5 times. Scale tool, you can change its size, whether it's that way, vertically, horizontally, any way that you like. You can make it flat if you're using my settings. Yeah, you can do anything basically. And finally, rotate, where you can change a part's orientation. You can spin it around, you can make it maybe a bit off. You can do that. So that's the 4 main functions of Studio. The next thing I want to talk about is materials. So you have all these different materials that you can choose to spruce up your part a bit. You can just make it a bit more interesting. And the same goes with color. You can just do whatever. Right? It's pretty cool. You can just do anything basically. Okay, so this is like a emerald kind of looking thing. It looks pretty cool. I used foil and a yellow-green kind of color. Now, click the play button to play test your game. And say that, okay, I don't think the texture's learning properly, but say that when you walk, okay, now it's loaded. Say that, let me just make it a bit taller to get my point across. Smaller but taller. So say that you've got a thin part here, and a thin tall part, but people can knock it over just like that. It's so easy. All you gotta do is select it and click anchor. And now if you playtest the game and you go over to your part and you try to move it, it'll just stay in its place. You cannot move it whatsoever. It is stuck there forever until you unanchor it. Another thing is the game settings. You'll need to save to do that. So let's just call it a tutorial place. You can give it a description, give it a creator, whether it's you or like some sort of group that you're in. You can choose a genre, and you can choose what devices it plays on. So then you can just save it, and now if you go to home and game settings, you can change all this. So you can change game icon, you can change any of that, you can change, you can turn on team creator and all that, but we'll explain that in another video. Monetization, see, yeah, security, HTTP requests and all that, third party teleports, places where you can like revert versions, localization, so you can choose what language the game has been written in. You can change like all this, classic scale, full classic, player choice, and you can choose all this. And you can choose like the scale, you can set a scale if you like. You can add a custom item that you want players to use. So when they join, you can do that. You can change workspace gravity. You can change the jump height. Say I made it 10. Then if I playtest in my game, then I jump really high. And also I think I didn't. Did I mess up the gravity? I think I messed up the gravity. Oh, yep, I definitely messed up the gravity, alright. Let's see if it did that again. Okay, now, if we play test, we should just normally jump higher than usual. You can also change the game's walk speed. Say you want everyone to be like Flash, you can just set to like 30 or so, and now everyone's really fast. Now that affects every single player in your game. Every player will have one of those attributes, because these are the game settings. Collaborative editing for scripts, and spatial voice, so voice chat. You can also just have a button to shut down every server for an update. That's pretty much it for game settings. Next I want to talk about the Explorer. So all these things, they're for another video. The workspace is where it's where you store all your stuff. So all your like parts and all that. So you can just like select them from the Explorer. You can give them names by right-clicking and clicking rename. I'll call this one Joe. Alright, so it's Joe the part, guys. Say hi to Joe. You can click this little add button on any of them, and it will add something to the thing. So say I wanted a script, a decal, an image, a texture, click detector, point light, surface GUI, special mesh, or any of that. I can just add that. Let's make Joe burn alive. If you just type in fire, then you can just set Joe on fire. Poor Joe. He deserved it. Let's make the fire the same color as Joe. Perfect. Now Joe is burning alive. Let's make the fire bigger, you know. I just feel like it. Size, yeah. 30. Yep. He's going Super Saiyan. Joe is going Super Saiyan. Oh my goodness. Heat. Yeah, max that too. He's definitely going Super Saiyan. Gosh, okay, I think we should remove the fire from Joe. So yeah. And then properties is where you have lots of other things that you can do to your part, to the base plate, to the workspace, to anything. So you have like brick color, which we've already discussed. You have cast shadow, so if you look at the shadow here, if I turn this off, it's no longer there. So yeah. This color is like more precise. You can be more precise in the color that you choose. So I wanted a really saturated but dark green. Yeah, I can just have that. You can change the material here too. You can change the reflectance from 1 to 0. So that's 0 reflectance and that's 1 reflectance, big difference. Transparency, so that's 0.5, that's 1, that's 0.75, that's 0.25, and so on, but usually it's just a 0 for most parts. And then you have all these things. You can also change the shape. Oh yeah, I did forget to mention that. When inserting a new part, you can choose between block, sphere, wedge, or cylinder. So you can just choose any of those. And it's better than this because you can actually have a wedge, which is basically the triangle, except you need like multiple wedges to make a pyramid. So you have all this, can collide. If you turn that off, then I'm pretty sure that, yeah, so you can just phase right through it if you turn off can collide. But I'm going to keep it on. And then you have all these, so cut, copy, paste, duplicate, delete, group, where you can group multiple parts together so that when you select it, it selects a model instead of the part. It's very helpful. Oh, another thing I want to point out, if you're making like a big game with lots of stuff, I would use folders. So how you insert one is you just go to workspace, you click the plus, and you click folder. And then you can put any of your stuff in the folder. So say map, and then you insert another folder like blocks, and you can just put Joe in your blocks folder in the map. So yeah, those are pretty helpful. I think that'll wrap it up for this tutorial. Let me know if you have any issues down in the comments. And yeah, make sure to subscribe and ring the bell so that you know when the next part of the tutorial comes out. Now, if you have any issues, comment, give the video a like so it gets into the algorithm and other people can view the video. That's all. Bye.